called my name straight up, my heart stopped. I was like, hey, me? Out of all the people in Aotearoa, you chose me? My whole life I've been used to being rejected. Rejected in the workplace, rejected in the industry. But the first time in my life where I was like, hey! And like, man, my heart started jumping. The hairs in my skin were like, what? No, because I'm like, these awards. The fact that I even got on the stage, got to highlight, digital equity, Pasifika people in tech, and how we need to be ahead of the AI curve. I already felt like I won. I was like, Bob's my uncle, God is good, done my job, mum and dad's here, we'll probably go Denny's afterwards, and that's the win for me, straight up.
What are you guys doing in the area of AI?
Man, what aren't we doing, honestly? With Fibre Fale, we started to branch out, and we've got Fibre Fale AI, where we do a lot of AI capability training, and also just all the AI literacy. I will be seeing you in class. Because we're actually helping others to try and understand what this world look like even after this wave of AI. Like, we're already behind as a country in AI, but that means if we're as a country as AI, then our communities are already behind.
Is the Terminator coming for me?
Do you know what? If it does, I'll knock them out.
Sarah Connor, right here.
Shut up, what else? Sisters, man, harder. Now, people keep saying that there are robots. AUT did like the orientation and they started showing this robot. I was like, that's skinny. That's nice. Must be nice. Do you know what? It's a Terminator. I reckon the technology has already been built. It started. Really, what we've been trying to uncover is, yes, the hype of AI is here, but then who holds the power of AI? So, to answer that question, yes. But we also have to all have our own values and figure out, okay, if we're going to feed AI all of this, where's it going to go to? Because then that ends up going into the power of what operates all of the AI today. So, yeah, but don't worry, Mama, because I got you.
Welcome to Fresh Money. Just a quick note, this podcast is for education and entertainment purposes only. If you need financial advice, please make sure you contact a financial advisor to get professional advice. Or get in touch and we can point you in the right direction. The Fresh Money podcast is proudly sponsored by the Booster Foundation. They're supporting Fresh Money so we can keep having honest talanoa about money, building confidence, and helping our people create stronger financial futures.
Talo Flava, I'm Willie Liotta and welcome to the Fresh Money Podcast. This is the podcast where we talk about all things money. Doesn't matter whether it's personal, business, or your career. We'll be talking about it. And the whole goal of this podcast is to empower you to talk about money first, to talanoa about it, so you can get better with it. And we love bringing on inspiring guests that help empower you to talk about it and then learn more about money so you can empower yourself and your family too. Today, you're in for a treat. We have an amazing person coming on. She is the 2025 Young New Zealander of the Year. And as well as that, she is the co-founder of Fibre Fale, the tech platform creating pathways for Pasifika to get into tech. So I'd love to welcome Namulaulu, Nuali'i, Eteroa, Lafaele.
Hey,
welcome.
Fresh Money. Hello, introduction was fire.
Thank you. Almost got put out for a minute.
No, you're all good.
We've got the fire back.
Yeah.
Eteroa, welcome to Fresh Money. It's an absolute honour to have you on. I've been waiting for so long to get you on this podcast. Super excited.
Bless you, brother.
How are you?
You know what? I woke up today like a champ.
Yes.
Today I had my chest seed pudding. I was very inventive. I have a bit of a sugar tooth, but, slapped in some honey and some berry.
Oh, wow.
Because, I'm trying to get my protein.
Awesome.
But other than that, it's been a good day knowing that I get to drive and come and have a beautiful talanoa with you today.
Awesome. Well, thank you once again. Firstly, I want to talk about the Young New Zealander of the Year award.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
Huge achievement. How did you feel when they called your name out for that award?
Well, absolutely shocked,
Yeah.
Now, because I'm like, these awards, you don't really, the fact that I even got on the stage, got to highlight, digital equity, Pasifika people in tech, and how we need to be ahead of the AI curve. I already felt like I won.
Yeah.
Because we had like a segment where we just sit there and talk. After that, I was like, Bob's my uncle, God is good, done my job, mum and dad's here, we'll probably go Denny's afterwards, and that's the win for me, straight up. But when they called my name, straight up my heart stopped, I was like, hey, me? Out of all the people in Aotearoa, you chose me? And I think it was like a shock moment because, man, my whole life I've been used to being rejected. Rejected in the workplace, rejected in the industry. But the first time in my life where I was like, hey! And like, man, my heart started jumping. The hairs in my skin were like, what? And we were like, shalala the whole time. But man, I think it was an out-of-body experience, just to be seen for the work, but not for me, but for the multiple families and also the generations to come in our community too. So very blessed, very humbled, but also even the people that I was with that we were semi-final. Man, we got a lot of chain makers here in Aotearoa.
It's amazing, right?
So I was very blessed to be in the same category and also room with
a lot of
them
Pasifika,
period.
in the finalists as well, right?
Even this year, like, man, if that's us paving the way, damn,
wow,
that's mean.
Because it takes
hard out
Pasifika leadership to come through, right, period. And then become those people in those decision-making seats to implement and affect change, right? Yeah, awesome. How did your parents feel?
Man, to this day, there's a recording of them and just watching them. I think because that was their first time in that type of environment. We're very grateful for the food. God bless the food, but we were still hungry.
I saw your food review. Yeah,
I was so grateful. You'll never get lamb anywhere else in New Zealand. We're grateful. But I think besides that, man, I think it was an honor to watch them be proud. But also for them, I think it was just like, man, this is why we left. This was the milk and honey. This was the reason why, and also this was the thought of the struggle is real, but the blessings are amazing. This was the blessing. But also they were always at the front seat of all the struggles that I went through, and they didn't always have the answers. And I feel like I'm not a parent, but I appreciate it as a child that you didn't always have to have the answers. It was just to be there for me, and just to watch that whole thing manifest and then come to this point. And also, it wasn't the end. It was like, this is the journey that will continue, because my hard work also came from me watching them and also learning from them what resilience looks like and what hard work pays off looks like as well. So, bless them.
Like, it's a huge thing for Pasifika to make their parents proud, eh? Yeah. Like, even for myself, and sometimes they can't see it when you're heading on into a path. Like you said, they don't know like where you're going. Yeah. And then just to see those types of moments and they're there and they can see the full kind of circle or the beginning or whatever part you're in, they go, I didn't see the full picture. But to make them proud is important for all of us.
Hard out. And even the trust and belief, even though they didn't know what computer science was, even though they didn't understand their system, they had trust in me, and I thought that was enough for me. I was like, that trust got to catapult me in areas, but it was them willing to let me be and let me go into the world of the unknown. It's literally the repeat of their life. Their parents had to let them go. And it was, and you'd think, I understand when they don't want to let go, because it's like, we don't want you to go through what we went through. We're going to look after you. We'll keep you in this beautiful nest. But our sister had to break free. We had to get out of there and really be where we actually prayed and hoped to be. So,
man. Speaking of your parents, tell me, where did you grow up and how was that, upbringing?
Bless. So I grew up and born and bred in the place of champions, Cannons Creek, Puriroa, 5024 all day, every day. Let's go. The motto in the valley. Both of my parents migrated from Samoa around the late 70s, 80s. So dad's from Whongapo and Savai, and then mum is from Lumuenga Tuai and Te Whangamanu Lefanga. So they actually met in New Zealand.
Wow.
They met at Puriro Assemblies of God.
Let's go. Let's go.
And then, when you build a community, you build your own family.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, I didn't get the gift of the neck. So for those that don't know, if you're from AG, you're either a musician or a really good singer or really good at the PA system. Yeah. Unfortunately, the Lord left that in heaven and just gifted me with where I'm at the moment. So spent 18 years of my beautiful life. I have 2 older brothers. So the gap between me and my older brother is 10 years.
Oh, yep.
So we actually have a significant gap, but it was pretty cool growing up at home because I was the only child. Because those 2, they just went off and did their own thing.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, so
because it's the boys, right?
It's the boys.
It's the boys.
They can do whatever they want.
Different rules for boys.
Yeah, hard out. And I just stayed with my parents everywhere. So we would fly off to areas like if my mum had to go to Australia to see her sisters, Eteroa was there, or like any local stuff or church stuff, Eteroa was there because mum and dad was there. So it was really. I'm very grateful for my upbringing. Very blessed that I had a roof over my head, and real proud of my parents because they came to New Zealand with like little English, not that much education, but man, they were able to buy a house.
Wow, really?
Yeah, they bought their own house, and it took like years. But like I'm very grateful for my parents.
Did they like just know how to do that straight away?
Nah, man, it was my mum.
Was it hard? Like
so it was split because the relationship with my parents was, Dad, you just work, let Mum figure out the system.
Gotcha.
So I really give it up to my mum for figuring out how to understand the bank, how to understand like the loans, and how to understand conditional. Like, man, even talking to my mum now, she was just like, man, I had no idea about any of that.
Wow.
So her whole journey with buying the house was trial and error, setbacks, and then with the setbacks, I even learned about the lawyer. And how like you've got to get the lawyer to sign the. Bro, Mum,
there's so many pieces to it.
Too many. And Mum was just like, that's why when Mum talks to us, she always talks to us about like, nah, you got to be careful when you buy a house. You got to understand, like you got to get like extra reports. Because they say that this has a
builder's report.
They say it's a pool, but the pool wasn't approved. If you look at the report, like all that stuff. So Mum's been.
How did she know to do that?
Because everyone else was buying houses. So the community was like, who's got a house? One that was an influence on the community, but then also my parents just wanted to leave something for me and my brothers. It was a lot of the legacy building.
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
They do have a lot of vision for our families.
Period.
Yeah, wow.
So that's why I give it up, man. I really do give it up to my parents. And like, I've got no excuse, like, period. But also, they're very understanding that, like, I don't own a house yet, but they also know that I've been saving, but it's like my parents are real like, nah, mate, you gotta take your time. It's like even though these pressures with markets, you just gotta choose when the right time is.
Because it's different right is not your right now.
Period.
It's different right for different people because everyone's got different goals and different situation. Yeah.
How to because I'm getting married this year. My parents. Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But my mum was like, "Don't buy a house now. Like, you gotta like."
Exactly.
It's always like, man, I really give it to them because man, they didn't go to any accounting school, business school. They just played the game of life.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like learn as you go away.
Learn as you go. And man, like it's been. Like, in my younger days, I always remember going to the bank with my mum. Yeah. And, like, my mum never called. We always went to the bank. And, like, it's not like the teller bank. You book an appointment and you sit down with them. Whoa. And I used to just sit by my mum and she would just always be like, what does this mean? What does this mean? And then she'd be like, so why am I getting this? Wow. Like, it was always, I grew up my whole life learning.
That's amazing. Yeah. And especially that she was asking those questions because not many Pasifika go that further through fear, through feeling ashamed, like asking a dumb question. Man, because that's where a lot of our Pasifikas stop. They don't ask that extra question, which could just give that little bit of information. Wow. It's amazing how she had that, I suppose, courage. That for me, that's courage.
She was like, oh, what else am I going to lose? Like, she's like, I'm going to do this now. And so I give it up to my mum for really paving that way, and also just having that courage,
Yep.
but not being scared to ask questions, because it's at the end of the day they're there to. It's a bank. My mum goes, it's a bank. They want you to get the. They want you to get the home
You
loan.
are paying them.
Yeah, period. Exactly.
You are paying their salaries through your interest you're paying.
Hard out.
Awesome. So when did you feel or know that you had this inkling towards tech? Was that in high school or later on?
Man, nah, it actually came. No, you're right. It came through high school, but the root of it was because I got so tired of people telling me what to do. You know, they were like, "Eteroa, you have such a beautiful energy. You should." So they told me to be a radio host. No, like nothing wrong with it, but I just didn't feel like I wanted to do that. Like, yes, I got given this natural talent, but it wasn't like I needed to challenge myself. And then they sort of said, "Oh, Eteroa, you should go and do like a business degree." Like, even like I give it up to the career people, but I have this thing where let me figure out my path and my future. You can assist me, but I want the autonomy to choose where I want to go. So I did it because I got angry that people underestimated me. So it rooted from I did a McDermott Institute, which was like a nanotechnology. They're like an institution that stays within like universities. Yep. So I did summer camp, summer chemistry camp. So my whole life was chemistry. I love that stuff. Sure. That's why I love baking.
Wow.
Like,
it's a good point.
Thank you.
A good point.
You know, everything is all like cooking. You can just throw things in, but baking, if you throw things in, it's gonna be a flop. Like, I'm very precise, you know. Like I just look for my wedding cake. You know, I was tasting not for looks, but for texture, volume. You know, I'm all about that life.
Love it.
So I've always been in there, and then I went into this weird computer science room. Wow. I was meant to go to the lab, and then it was just all this room full of computer science grades. Sure. John, Jeff, Gary, and I was like, Eteroa.
That name matches, right?
Yeah, and I was like, wait, Eteroa's a nickname. Eteroa Lafaele, you know? And it had a whole plaque, and I was like, one day, Jesus, one day I'm going to be in that plaque.
Wow.
And I just, and it wasn't, because, I know they were, I don't know the these greats and what they've done, but for me, it wasn't just like getting into tech. It was realizing while I was into tech, it was more than I thought. Because I thought, go and tech and just hurrah. But I noticed all the things that happen when there's a woman in tech, but also a Pasifika woman in tech.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And so after high school, you went on to study?
Yes,
Is that right?
Yes.
And was that easy to leave home? Because you were essentially everything, right? Administrator. Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
You listed, brother. Hard out.
Everything. You were doing church stuff. You were leading it.
Period.
There's so many pressures that surround, especially women, young ladies in Pasifika families, because of all the commitments.
Yeah, hard out. Like, technically, Pacific women, back in my days, we're not meant to leave. If I wanted to go to university, they'd go, there's a university up the road.
You just walk there from here.
It's Victoria.
And you come straight back.
You come home. Before the lights go off, you come home. I'm an over-communicator, so I'm like, when I was in the training school, I'd be like, at Tawa, at Kinapuru, at Puriroa, hopping on the tutu. And they never did that. It was just me knowing how they are, and I'm just always hyper aware. I'm like, okay, this is how it is. Yep. But asking to leave to go to another city, who the heck am I?
That's basically going to another planet, isn't it?
Period. And I did a whole PowerPoint presentation for the whole year on why I should go.
Really?
The answer was no. Every single time.
Wow. Were you scared when you did that?
Yes, but then I'd be scared that I did nothing. Because, I love Puriroa. Puriroa will always be my home, but I knew at 18 I outgrew Puriroa. And I love it for everything it's done. It's nurtured me. But I knew that there was more for me to to see and to receive. Yeah. And that's the hard thing. Saying, I need to receive you selfish.
Yeah. That's not the way.
Nah, it's not the way. You are collective. You do this, and I was like, man. But little did I know that whole time I was doing those PowerPoint presentations, my brothers did secret meetings with my parents to tell them, you have to let Eteroa go.
Man.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Nah, really
That's huge.
For them.
Because you need those supporters, right?
Nah,
and the boys are held for whatever reason, they're held in a different esteem.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for my sisters. They ran everything while us boys were, make sure you actually just wake up for the umu, like that one job, wake up. My sisters be doing everything, so I, understand how difficult that must have been. Man. And studied at AUT, is that right?
Bro, AUT, it was meant to be 3 years. I did 3.5. Because, I'm not going to lie, I failed. Because it's like, man, I was like, but I took failure really hard, man. Like, even when I failed a paper, I'd call my mum and I'd be like, Mum. And she goes, what happened? I said, I failed my paper. And she goes, it's all right. I said, no. It's $800 a paper.
Yeah, true.
So I've always just, like, man, I was the type that always looked at everything. If I do this, what's the opportunity cost? What's everything?
Wow, that's awesome.
Because I got no second chances, brother.
That's right.
Who's going to go give me a trust fund, mate?
I know.
If you got one, please, really, mate.
Yeah. We'll put the number down below.
For me and the brother, we need to, fresh money for life, man.
That's right.
Period. Because I was like, man, I got and I took it hard because it's like, man, I'm not ready for myself here. Like, and I'm from the small town, so I gotta come back with the piece of paper.
Yeah,
there's a lot of no one was putting it on me. I put it on myself.
Because if you're gonna risk it,
bro,
make sure you come through.
Finish the job.
None of this. I'm gonna go and do this and then come back with nothing. Don't come back.
So I was just like in my head, I just gotta keep doing it. So there were fallbacks, man. Studying computer science was hard, man. It was, I did say I'll challenge myself, but man, I was
next level.
Man, it was crazy. So our first paper, programming 1, 200 students. In that 200 students, there were only 10 of us that were Moni Pasifika. Then come second year, 200 went down to 20. Because, man, the pass rate was 36%.
Wow.
So, from that 20, probably 5 were Moni Pasifika. Final year, 10, only 2 were, women. And then it was just me in the major of software engineering.
Crazy.
So, man, it was everyone went real right, left, and centre after first year because it's so tough. First 2 weeks, it's steady.
Wow.
Come to the last one, Guinness Book of Record, gold medal. Dang. We didn't learn this.
What is this? So is that a key? It's difficult. Is that a key reason why the stats for Pasifika and tech are so low?
Well, because from my journey, I was quite fortunate to come through that system of education, and then also through micro credentials for those. So I did both of them. The biggest thing I noticed is that capability and skill. There's a standard, it's real crazy, and it's I'm very fortunate that I was given, actually really privileged that I was given the opportunity to learn at that level. Because when you go into tech, I'll be honest, everything you learn at uni goes out the door. But what you learn is how to think fast and how to adapt. And that's what I learned real fast. Because, every semester it's a new topic.
Yes. True.
Yeah, nothing's been repeated. It's you
just changed.
Yeah, later, got to keep moving. And it's the art of learning how to be a critical thinker. So yeah, man, that whole process, it's just too hard. Wow. But also it took me back going, man, if I learned this, I need to go back and teach everyone else because it's their choice to go either through uni or through micro credentials. Yep. We just got to try and enforce more critical thinking for them to thrive in the industry.
Hard out. And so you graduated?
Yeah.
So tell me about your career after you got your degree. Were you show me the money straight away?
Yeah. Oh man, it was more show me the door. That's all I had to study for. I got a student loan to pay. Please tell me the nearest exit. Give me some airbags. Brother, man, I got the rudest awakening. True. Money was sweet. I'll be very honest. I was oh wow, God is good. But I was wow, where else is coming with it?
Wow. So the incomes are good?
Income was good for, especially coming straight. Man, I was broke at uni. But coming straight into it, I was okay, I see the benefit. But man, like I did 3 months of the internship. Nah, honestly, showing me the door.
Wow.
And it really tested whether, do I still want to do this? Is this really what living a fulfilled life looks like? And also, do I actually want this? Like, am I getting control of my own life? Like I was doing small things like drinking coffee. I don't drink coffee. All of a sudden I'm drinking coffee. That shows how stressed. So I was asked to do like it was crazy, and it was a breaking point.
What was it like, in the interview? What was it that was like, tough?
Yeah. Man, honestly, the toughest thing was being new and not being given like proper like. I'm not saying it's for everyone, but man, I had my managers were harsh. Like it was like, you should know this by now.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, I'm sorry, you used to be me back when.
Exactly.
Are we forgetting the transition of life? Yeah. So it was that. It was also like my first interview, bro. Imagine this whole table full of like 7 men interviewing me for a software engineer role. And then I find out after I get the job that I was the only one that had that type of experience. Bro.
No way.
Period. And that's when I'm like, bro, either my eyebrows need fluffing or I'm just losing it because it's like, why me? Like, and like some other jobs, I'd find out that I got given an extra process because it would have double checked that, like, man, I've got all the creds, man. I worked my heart out.
Dang.
And still not good enough.
Crazy. So you have to do it harder,
oh,
right?
Bro, hard out. I'm like, damn.
Wow.
And I watch everyone, I'm like, God bless you. God bless you.
May the Lord bless you and you and you.
Yeah. That was really the experience.
Wow, that's crazy. So where and when did Fibre Fale arrive? Or where was it born?
Yeah, so Fibre Fale was born from our own individual want to support our people. So we actually didn't come together straight away. So I did Digital Tour, which was to refurbish laptops at COVID-19 and even after. And Sister Julia, she was all around the world and she came back and she had a social...
She's your co-founder, right?
Yes, Julia. No, Nini Pahina. I met her on all those stages and her name changes. Love you, stars.
You know her fully.
Yeah, period. And she did the whole beautiful overseas like tech life. And then she came back and she had a social enterprise called People for People. So we were already operating in the same area.
Wow.
So we came together after people told us to meet, but we were like, we meet on our own terms. Hello. Met at KFC Royal Oak, thigh combination, extra seasoning. And literally we were crying our ass because it was like everything that happened to me as a Pasifika woman in tech in Aotearoa was happening with Julia over at Silicon Valley. And we were like, what the heck? So from literally, thank you, Royal Oak, we birthed Fibre Fale from our lived life experiences.
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
Because who else? Who else is going to do it?
Exactly. Yeah. And what is Fibre Fale?
Okay, Fibre Fale has many, like it's gone through so many evolutions, but really it's to foster new transformative leaders in technology, seeing themselves as self-determined. And we do that through our offerings, through like our Digital Academy, where we do upskilling and helping people or anyone to be to get capability into tech. Awesome. And then we also have other offerings through like advisory and speaking, and really we do a lot of that so that we can actually shine light but also support others in not just seeing more Pasifika in tech but also seeing our own people like, hey, if you want to walk the corporate ladder, do that.
Yeah, true.
You represent, you know, run it straight. But if you want to build your own thing, honestly, the world is your oyster. If we did it, then you can do it too. Yeah.
Awesome. And what is the most difficult parts of starting your own business and then co-founding and in an area where, Pasifika are a minority?
Yeah, now the hardest thing is like, even though we have this freedom to do what we want and navigate, it's also trying to create that change as well. Like, man, like, even though our live life experience is one thing, but it's also trying to change mindsets. But the thing is, mindset change for us is our strength, but it's also like trying to illustrate that to other people who think with like numbers and stuff. Like funding is always a big thing too. Like trying to say, nah, this is intergenerational change where people want like fast and right now and
true.
Like return of investment straight away. When with us is the return of investment is the change of mindsets for generations. And it's been for me, I've learned a lot through Julia because man, the world of a dev, we're only like when I think about it now that we've done years in Fibre Fale, all my job was get a ticket, fix the bug. Once you fix the bug, send it over, do it again.
Yep.
So I never ever had the opportunity to think outside of that realm of a dev. We were just asked to be doers. But in this time of being in Fibre Fale, I've been able to exercise a muscle that's never been touched, which is to think outside.
Yeah.
And I think the hardest thing for me personally is to learn a new thing that I wasn't. I didn't get sent to university to be this person. I was sent to just be a dev.
Yes.
Nothing else.
True.
Nothing less.
It is one kind of not one trick pony, but there's a lane, eh?
Yeah, it's just linear.
Yep.
Where in this time of Fibre Fale, bro, the change has, and it's been hard because I have to be honest with myself.
Yep.
Because I've always worked really hard in this one skill, but I had to let that skill just rest for a bit in order to open up these other skills. So I think that was the hardest thing, especially for me.
Crazy.
Was learning all the stuff that Saffron and Julia have already operated in their corporate life. But I'm like, man, shucks. Either this is the teething process, or I'm gonna be like Queen Latifah after this. Because man, I know it's worth it, and it has paid off.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. What would you say to a young Pasifika person who is seeing change, AI, through their social media and all that kind of stuff? Where would they start a tech career?
Yeah, no, they started the moment they started using tech. No, period, because it's the first entry point, and I think that entry point will make them. I think they also need to start questioning the technology, because to enter into tech is to be like, oh, so can I make that stuff, or like can I actually build these apps or build these systems? And then to actually think about the actual tangible pathway, you've got heaps of options. So for me, there's three. There's you learn yourself through all the open access resources. That one just takes longer. And it's hard to get more experience or foot in the door. So you can do what I do, go to computer science, do the shabam, learn 3 years, get to industry, gone down the drain, but you learn how to be faster in learning stuff, and then you get a foot in the door through any tech company. Or you can do micro-credentials, which I did when I was at Dev Academy, where you just learn for 8 weeks industry, actual skills that just catapult you straight in. So those are 3 entry points to get in, and it all depends on the person. Sometimes you might find yourself surprisingly in tech. For example, let's say your whole life was law, and then all of a sudden you're in a law software firm, and you're welcome to tech.
Yeah, wow.
So you actually can accidentally find yourself into tech. It's just learning that if the fundamentals are here, it'll still be the same in every other place. It's just the ways of being and the ways it's being built will be different.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
Just a quick break here, whānau. Over the past 2 years running Fresh Money, we've heard again and again that buying your first home can feel really tough. But we've helped so many Pasifika families get there, and if that's you, please get in touch. We'd love to help.
You guys look sound like you're having a lot of fun. The Polypuff girls.
You know what?
Yeah. Is it always fun?
No. Oh my gosh.
But obviously, you want to enjoy what you're doing as well. How do you guys create fun, and then, there's responsibility to get things done as well?
I think what we do is, man, we are the team of we talk to each other nearly every day. So
awesome.
We always Julia always created this atmosphere of man, we have to over communicate. We don't have a big team, there's only 3 of us. So really gelling with each other. We in the last few years we've had dinners and we've met with each other. But it was the tough stuff that's really brought us even more closer. Through our first year, man, we were thrashing ourselves. Because it was
I was looking and I saw you guys everywhere. That's what it felt like.
Period. And it was because this was our first year, we needed to prove something. We need to prove that we're legit. But then from there, it caused a lot of burnout for us. And we learned to just try and minimize. We actually had to cut things down because we needed to survive. We were running a ship that was just... it was just... the ship was floating, but we were just exhausted, So throughout the years, we've learned to just cut things down and just enjoy... and actually get to pick and choose what we want to do.
Awesome.
What's cup refilling. For example, last year... Julia sent us and said, okay, do what you guys want to do to make yourself like, we're doing work, but what's something that you want to like upskill in? So I did 10 weeks with Sunny, which is, so for those that don't know, Sunny's like this cultural advisor, but he's real strong with his angangu'u and whaasamoa. So like stuff like that refills my cup. And it actually, what I brought back to it was more knowledge on how we as Pasifika think within this new digital age. So we create heaps of frameworks at Fibre Fale. It's like a jam, but like their ancestral intelligence really like tricked in more knowledge to not only support myself and my journey, but also the waves that are coming in through Fibre Fale. Like, and it's been, we thought that it was just going to look after people in tech, but man, we're looking after the whole holistical view of people. Like, man, their well-being, their identity, because it's important when we navigate these spaces. Those are the things that, man, if it wasn't, man, it would be a different story. But I'm very grateful for our learnings because it got us to where we are.
You talk about ancestral intelligence. I'll ask you to explain that, but is that part of what us as Pasifika bring to the tech world or to our environments?
Of course.
Could you talk more on that, please?
Yes. So for those that don't know, ancestral intelligence is a term that we use, especially in the indigenous communities, as the intelligence that's been installed to us from our ancestors. So that's the way of being, the way we respect the world, the earth, how we are with each other. So a concept of ancestral intelligence is like the va between me and my brother Willie. Like va is like the invisible space, but it's the space of respect and honor. So it's a lot of those holdings. And I think, yes, it is definitely what makes us very different. That time when I was at my first job and I was saying, I just wanted to find the door. What led me to the door was my ancestral intelligence. Period. Because my body, my values were aligned like, nah, this is not for you, Eteroa.
Doesn't sit right,
it may look sweet. It may look amazing, but there's more. Like, it's like an inner gut feeling that really, like, keeps us and our own values aligned to where we want to be in our life. So I wholeheartedly believe it makes us shine, and we don't even have to be like what's it called? We don't have to be shouting or screaming. It's already evident through the way that we are, and I think it's something that we've always honed in with not only ourselves at Fibre Fale, but for all our Pasifika in tech. That there are actual like skills that we need to hone in, but what really catapults that skill is always the ancestral intelligence that we hold within.
Because I know there's a lot of Pasifika out there who think, what do I know about tech? What can I bring? What can I bring? But there's that ancestral intelligence that they're maybe not aware of that they can bring.
But to also add on that, there is a caveat. Even though we have ancestral intelligence, we also have a responsibility to protect it as well.
True.
Because we've seen a lot of tech companies going out there going, this is and this is that, but it hasn't created, actual cultural, they haven't had enough cultural intelligence to respect and honor. So for us that hold that it's one thing to be an outlier, but there's another that we have a big responsibility to look after and to guard our ancestral intelligence, because the way of passing it isn't to a tech company, it's to the next generation that comes after us.
Big time. In terms of being named Young New Zealander of the Year, you're seen as an up and coming leader, or a leader already, and up and coming in the industry. How do you lead?
Oh my gosh, that's such a good question. I lead by being myself, but being myself with being also self-aware. I have a very big self-aware. I did that strength finders.
Yes.
Oh, yes. So one of my big strength was being self-aware. Cool. Being yourself is one thing, but you also got to understand how we navigate with people. Each person I navigate, I go, okay, what honors me and them at the same time? But then how do I uplift and take care and not diminish their mana? And also honor my mana as well too. So it's the world of man. I'm playing cards every day, because being a leader is one thing, but man, being a good leader is tough, man. Like sometimes it also involves a lot of really tough conversations. Like I'm helping lead with my Umanga family stuff, and I had a cousin that wanted to come join, but never came to meetings. And I had to make a tough conversation. I said, hey, I love your heart, but your heart needs to match your hands and your feet and the actions. Yeah, you can't do that here. Like, but it's also doing what's right for the team.
Yeah.
And it's hard, man. It's so hard. Like, and I had to learning from other people, because I'm very observant when I watch others and how they lead. And I'm like, oh, okay, if that worked for them, how would that work for me? So, man, being a leader is hard. I didn't put my hand up and be like, I want to be a leader. No, it's just, oh, Eteroa, your turn. I'm like, damn.
Wow, that's awesome.
Thank you, brother.
That's awesome.
Bless you.
Well, you talked a bit about funding before. Like, you guys are, you've got momentum. A lot of people know who you are.
Yes.
And Fresh Moni is we're kind of 2 years in, starting to get some traction, and opportunities come. With that, opportunities come.
Yep.
How do you guys gauge which opportunities are aligned and with you? Without having to know those people, who come your way.
I think how we've done it is we always look at what because with all these fundings and stuff, and if people come up to us, we're actually quite critical and like, okay, thank you for reaching out, but are we valued aligned? So we have like core values that we do, and we usually do that through talanoa and stuff. But man, like there's this value bit, but then also knowing that we're still also like a business too. So like learning how to, and for us, the values in the business is actually not that hard, because we built it based off our values. But it's been quite, we've had honest conversations and being like, oh, if this is what you're going to fund us, then what does that look like for us? Like how the ways of working. Will you, honour us this way? Do they honour tiriti or waitangi? Like, we always check those values, because that's part of our partnership as well. Like, hey, we're going to have a partnership with you. Are these the things that you're already aligned with? But also, I wish we had those situations, because this current climate, we got no one. Like, man, money's gone dry. So for us at Fibre Fale, even though we do take philanthropic funding, we've also just had to learn to make our own money. And it's been hard, but what is it called? Like revenue streaming, and just learning how to monetize so that we can actually create more free products to go and support our communities. So we've been going, we've had that situation, but times have changed, but we've actually started to move to create those streams, because, man, it's the only way at the moment.
Hard out. What kind of like financial skills or learnings have you had to take on as becoming a business owner?
Bro, I wish I called you earlier. Because we love our accountant, but man, I felt like me and Julia were like my mum to the bank. We had to ask heaps of questions.
What is it?
What is this? That? What does that mean? And like, for example, like every time we had to, like, we always want to make sure that we were ready for the tax period, like all that stuff. We were just learning on the go, and it was real interesting. Thank goodness we were able to navigate and like Google stuff, because man, that's our strength,
GST,
man.
all that kind of stuff.
So like, and we weren't even afraid to go to seminars. Like, we went to one about Henry. Like, straight up. And because it's just like, Julia goes, go learn it, we got to figure this out. So it's been a whole learning curve.
Wow.
And even learning, like, we knew how to do our own finances, but doing a business is a whole nother thing, man. And it's like a whole level of admin. Like, it requires us. Period.
It's like this hidden thing that no one thinks, I'm going to go and start a business. How are you managing cash flow, coming in, smoothing it out through the year, 12 months?
Harder, and even trying to think ahead. So like, we weren't like, we were at a period of, like, for me, we were learning how money comes in, but for us it was like, if money comes in, we need to start tagging them. Because it's the only way we can stick within our budgets and to carry on and not be in a deficit later. Like, look at me using this thing, guys. But honestly, it was a whole game changer. And just learning how important it is to learn all these things. Because, man, if it wasn't for us trying to we were real fortunate that we were able to, for me, it reminded me of coding. If something breaks, you got to go figure out how it works. So, like, I'm not saying we were broken in it, but we had to troubleshoot the whole.
So that's those transferable skills that you're talking about. You learnt coding, but when it came to finance, I know how to learn coding, so maybe I'll know how to learn finance.
Exactly. And it was just being like, okay, I don't understand that number. What does that mean? And then you could remember, their context is an American. Dang, go over. How does that work? Because each area is just different laws.
That's right.
So just like, man, IRD is a beast itself, but just learning how like everything works was just, man. We should write a book about it.
What would you say to, Pasifika businesses coming through around kind of finances? What should they how should they prepare themselves?
Oh man, get an accountant ASAP, but get a good one. Because we went through a lot, and if there's an accountant that's for you and with the mission, because that's where that value, because that's another partnership is the accountant.
That's right.
If your accountant doesn't care about what you do, let it go, man.
Yeah, 100%.
So we were lucky that our accountant had a very mission aligned with us, but man, you've got to set all that stuff up.
Yep,
first.
I've been through a couple of accountants.
Bro,
it's like you're just not aligned,
Hard out.
And you can
tell.
Yeah,
You could just like, oh, what's that? Yes, that's your ancestral intelligence.
Yep.
But you got to set, and it's not just the account. You got to set out everything financially before you start running. Yes. Or if in other instance you're running, you got to pause and set all that stuff up because it'll save you later, man. Yeah. And it's just like also learning how to use tools that will like automate the whole process for you, so it's easier to. And that's a whole. And when I say these things, it all depends on the capacity that you have to invest it, because that's investing into your business. That's
right.
Because it's running it through, and then when you have people, oh my gosh, you could do payroll. So that's another thing on top
type of.
So I'm not an expert in this, but I know that it's required.
Yeah.
But also it's if you don't do it right, it's gonna be literally a headache in the future.
Yeah, man. In terms of your personal finances,
Eoy.
Growing up.
Yes.
Pasifika family, Pasifika way of doing things. What have you learnt now that is quite different from your upbringing, and that you had to kind of unlearn and then learn?
So I was very fortunate with my parents, because my parents, when they had Fight Love Lovers, they never asked us kids, which is very rare. My parents' philosophy was if it's their thing, they take care of it, because they knew the pain it took on them when they were younger.
Wow.
So Mum taught. So I had this weird thing when I was 5 where I used to collect 5-cent coins. So I used to collect 5-cent coins to the point where at the end of every probably 6 or something months, I'd have $100. So that skill came to me through St. Bridget's, when my parents sent me to St. Bridget's, because St. Bridget's had this banking thing where you get to bank at the school, but it was a competition at St. Bridget's. So if everyone in the class banked in $5, $10 each week, they win the banking shield. So that habit came from me going to St. Bridget's. Wow. So I used to bank at school till year 8, and I had probably $2,000 because of just giving $5, and my mum would always do it. So I learned that habit through St. Bridget's, and then along with doing that, I used to just look for 5 cents around the house. Church services, I'd always go around. I used to pick up the programs after a production. There'll be 10 cents, 20 cents, so I'll collect them, and then I used to just bank up heaps of coins in my house.
That's amazing.
So I learned that habit real fast, and then I joined Cashkin. That's not a plug, but if you want to sponsor this podcast, you better do that now.
Let's go cash it. I know where you live.
Exactly. I've been a loyal customer since literally 13.
Yeah.
So come on.
Yeah.
So Cashkin came in. This before it became. This is when it was just plastic, not that digital one.
Yes.
That elephant was hard to crack.
No, no.
It was
the plastic one is indestructible.
Yeah,
you can throw it in and it
hard.
never.
and then they started bringing up the B and Z big piglet, the pink ones. So those are useless. You're breaking one of those anytime. So I used to just collect cash and then save.
Yeah, wow.
My brothers were like, "Ooh, can you not go into the bank and deposit $10?" I was like, "Nah, bro. Harder." I'm like, "Nah, deposit all of this in." So I learned money. That habit came
that's
from.
amazing.
No, honestly,
that's not your normal, right?
Nah, man.
Because if I found 5 cents, that was 5 cent bubblegum.
Bubblegum, yeah. Well, with us, but man, honestly, that school taught us because they turned it into a game. Where if you won the banking shield, you win a whole room of lollipops.
Oh, true.
So everyone was like, "Hurry up, get your banking shield in!" Even if it was 10 cents, they'll still bank it in. Dang. So it was just all trying to get us about. It was I didn't know it was financial literacy, but it was just helping us along the way. Then life hit, and I got older, and man, I learned hard. Oh man, I'm not a kid anymore.
Yep.
So I only had one account, and it was just that one account, and I learned real fast. that, man, mum and dad put a lot of money in my school. So I started working in high school. And then And then I saved a lot of money by working Saturdays.
Nice.
So like, let's say we're
That's awesome.
Bro, I don't know, man. I was grateful. I was doing cakes at the cafes in Johnsonville. So like, cutting them up, setting them up for these people to eat, like from like 6 to 2.
Man.
Just to get money in. And then when I got the money, I would save it. And then let's say like the new school year started, I would always go and get my own stationery.
Wow.
Or like I'll go
That's
buy
amazing.
my 10 trip for the train and like my own school shoes because I didn't want mum and dad to pay for my shoes and stuff. Wow. But man, it counted. Like all that stuff was expensive.
Big time. Man, I should be coming to you for financial help. That's awesome.
Nah, but I was just because I was also aware of our situation. Man, like mum and dad, they could afford the house, but all their money went towards the mortgage payments.
Yep.
So like I was just like, nah, man, I better just get all the stuff so I can just navigate school for the last few years.
Man, awesome. So in terms of Fibre Fale, you know, from your point of view, what's the hope like for Pasifika and tech in the next 10 years?
Man, I'm so hopeful it's gonna be like massive. Like we already like Julia always talks about on her socials about how, you know, even though there's a negative look that probably 60% of our Pasifika people will be automated through the jobs, I'm also hopeful that new generation are also the tech natives.
Yep.
So like even though that's a warning sign for us, it's also for me, I'll go, okay, cool. We're also aware that there's going to be more of our communities going to make up the population out to Eteroa.
Yeah.
If we have Fibre Fale here or even other organisations, if we can equip that next generation, then that automation number will drop. Because by the time these guys come into the industry and they're older, they're already natives. They already know what to do. We just need to make sure that we upskill and rise their capabilities so it's at that pace where that world-changing technology is. Because I'll be honest, they're only world-changing because they're all competition.
Yeah,
like everyone's in competition to
true.
try win. Like, but at the end of the day, if we can get our people to move upwards, then man, I'm hopeful already, man. And Fibre Fale with us, if it's not us that hold the solution, we pass it on.
Man,
I'm gonna get old one day,
man.
and I gotta understand sometimes I gotta move out the way. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if that means we can move and give it to others and fight for the future, bro, that's all I can do. I'm happy.
Awesome.
We've done the best, and you know what? We just sit there and we support them.
Cool.
Just because that's what we needed when we were rising up to.
Harder. That's so cool.
Thank you, brother.
What are you guys doing in the area of AI?
Man, what aren't we doing, honestly? We're doing a lot of, with Fibre Fale, we started to branch out, and we've got Fibre Fale AI, where we do a lot of AI capability training, and also just all the AI literacy, and advisory and consulting, because we're actually helping others to try and understand what does world look like even after this wave of AI. Are we helping our communities to be upskilled? So like, it's not even us upskilling communities, it's businesses. But I'm going to go and upskill the churches after this, because it's just like we need to try and exercise the critical thinking within our communities.
I love that.
Because we need to be, like, we're already behind as a country in AI, but that means if we're, as a country, as AI, then our communities are already behind.
Yes.
So
True.
we talk about this divide in digital equity, but bro, the divide for AI is even bigger, man. Because how else are they going to access AI? Through devices. Do they have a device? So it's just like, man, how many, I can't live, like, I might not see the change in my lifetime, but at least we're starting stepping stones for the future. So that's Fibre Fale AI. Then we have Wolf. Now, Wolf is an intelligence studio. So its focus is around trying to support organization businesses on the post AI. Are we getting ready? Like, not a lot of people are strategically thinking around that realm because we're so caught into the this is now, this is how, this is amazing, woohoo! So we branched into that area, and along with it, we're just being thought leaders in AI. So like, I got Etsy the algorithm.
Yes,
where,
I
like,
love that.
Oh man, follow up,
I love it. Make sure you follow.
Period. Because man, all my facials are like true. Real life moments of me explaining AI. And also the changes that are happening, not in just Aotearoa, but also around the world too.
Yeah.
And then Julia's also doing a lot of thought leadership around intelligence. And I think that's the thing, like, man, she taught me heaps. Like, I think with this rise of AI, I think we need to learn to trust our own intelligence.
Yeah.
And like we mentioned before, our richest intelligence too is our ancestral intelligence. Hey, I can't feel. It says it can feel, but shush your mouth. You only come from a linear way of thinking. We're multi-dimensional, so bringing that and reminding our people that we're already amazing. Like, yeah, it's prompting, it's magical. Nah, that's an interactive design. It was meant to do that, you know. But really, the true force is our own self. Yeah, it's just a tool. Yeah.
Is the Terminator coming for me?
Do you know what? If it does, I'll knock them out.
Sarah Connor, right here. John Connor.
Shut up, what else? Serious, man, harder. Now, you know, people keep saying that there are robots. You know, AUT did like their orientation and they started showing this robot.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, that's skinny. That's nice. Must be nice. Do you know what? It's a Terminator. I reckon the technology has already been built. It started. Really, what we've been trying to uncover is, yes, the hype of AI is here, but then who holds the power of AI? Who's also, Julia also teaches us, like, who's coughing the bill to teach us? Because to build skills is also, it costs, so at what cost? So, like, to answer that question, yeah, but don't worry, actually, no. Yes, but we also have to all have our own values and figure out, okay, if we're going to feed AI all of this, where's it going to go to? Because then that ends up going into the power of what operates all of the AI today. So, yeah, but don't worry, brother, because I got you.
You got me.
I got
Thank you.
We'll smash it.
Yeah. Together.
Physically, intellectually, spiritually, everything. Ancestrally, boom.
Get it in the mucker.
If it's got in there.
Oh, so good. So good to have you on the
Thank
podcast.
you,
I've got
brother.
one more question for you. What does wealth mean to you?
Right. Wealth is my health. This year I've really focused on myself. But I you know, the last few years, you know, it's really hard to say it, but I have been giving a lot to others. But this year has been a wake-up call, because I'm like, man, I'm turning 30. And if I want to live, you know, I said it like, it might not be in my lifetime, but hey, what if it does come into my lifetime? What does that look like, man? I've got to learn to look after myself now. Hey, that's really hard to say it, because you're not meant to.
Yes.
You know, they always, you know, tautua for a lot of us is to serve others.
Yeah, 100%.
But I always, man, this month, I had to be like, man, but what does tautua to myself look like? So yeah, I had a hard moment of like, okay, I got really tired in 2025, but I really need to put myself first and trying to look after not only my spiritual wealth, but my actual health. So yeah, wealth is definitely my health. And also, man, I just want to live a good life, have good, like, there's this rest and this work that we have on the side, but like just even stepping aside and just spending time with my family, my mum, my dad, having good conversations like this with you, brother, makes life even more richer. Only because, you know, for those that know, we come from kind of a similar lifestyle, you know. So I have so much love and respect for you, because man, you got to do that before I was like, our generation came. There's a lot of respect, because it was hard even back then. So now having these rich conversations, being with my family, and definitely looking after myself is definitely wealth. Oh, but you know, I'd like to get paid well too. Hey, I'm not gonna check around. You know, I'm not here to be like, nah. Gotta also look after my financial health too.
Yes. Big time.
Nah,
big
period.
Time.
Like,
Big
you
time.
know, got that debt, pay it off.
Love it.
Straight up, like, honestly, like, I learned that the moment I paid off my student loan was the best day of my life.
So good.
Even putting payments before your actual money goes, just trying to smash it all out.
Good on you.
You may suffer now, eat the noodles now.
That's right.
But the udon will come later. Period. It will come.
Love
just
it.
honestly, live life, but also make good choices. Because at the end of the day, we're the ones paying it off. If it's not us, it's our generations later.
Someone's gonna pay, eh?
Period.
Yep.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on. Oh, this conversation was so beautiful.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best.
Mali.
Fibre Fale all the best.
Fibre
Julia, Saffron,
Yes.
all the best for this year. Honestly, I just love watching you guys grow. It inspires me to continue to do my work here at Fresh Money as well. So thank you.